to a Let's Play playthrough of Final Fantasy VII, which is one of my favorite games of all time. Um, I'm going to be starting a new game on a new profile, so I will be trying to get all the trophies that I can. I'm playing the ported version for the PlayStation 4, but I will be only using the 3 times speed up feature of the ported version. I won't be using the no encounters or the basically invincibility glitches that you can use, just because that doesn't make the game that much fun. So I'm going to try to keep it as realistic to the actual game as possible. But I will be using the 3 times one just to make some of the cutscenes and everything a little bit faster. And some of the grinding parts of the game, because I will be trying to grind and get through certain areas how you would normally get through them. So along the way, I'm going to try to share some fun facts about the game and some things that I really enjoy about it, just to make things more fun than just doing a normal live stream here. Yeah, we're just gonna make our way through the game a couple hours at a time. Hoping to get through the end of Midgar today with this stream here. Should take about 2 hours, I would assume, to get through with the 3 times speed up. Makes things a lot faster. So yeah, I will probably be saying spoilers along the way, so if you've never played this game before, one, you should definitely do it, because it's a great game, but two, just be aware that I may say some things that come up later, and not be surprised if you hear something that you may not like. So yeah, Final Fantasy VII. Back in 1997. It's really, really impressive if you think about it for that time period, for this kind of game to come out. It's a really, really complete game in all aspects, really. Also, disclaimer, as I'm going along, I will be looking at updates on my phone for the Ohio State-Michigan State game. I am an Ohio State fan, so I will be checking in on that. So if I ever take a break or something, that's why. All right. The beginning here is pretty straightforward. Yeah, got a trophy for basically doing nothing. That's always fun. I'll name him Ricardo. Oh jeez, if I can spell it. Alright, Ricardo. He's the protagonist of our story here. And then we'll name him oh, come on. Oh, come on. If I could do it. Call him a homie. All right, going into the reactor. The soundtrack to this game is awesome. I know that there's online, like, you can download a bunch of the like MIDI versions of the songs, and it's always fun to throw on your iPod or whatever. The 3x speed makes things so much easier. All right. So right down here is where I like to grind a little bit. The next area. I just like to level up my characters a couple levels right off the bat, just to kind of make this the beginning, like Midgar portion of the game a lot easier. Again, it's not really necessary, but with the 3x speed especially, it makes it a lot easier to do. So we're just going to do that. Right here on this little platform here, you can just go back and forth and go fight a couple of squads of enemies that can give you a pretty decent amount of experience. And they actually drop potions a lot of times too, so that helps with if you have to heal yourself because you don't have the restore materia yet to do that. You know, and potions are pretty much only good anyways until you get out of Midgar, and then they kind of become not useless items, but just not very effective, just because they only heal you 100 health. Oh, jeez. Missed the field goal. Alright, yep. So we'll just do another level or two, just to get them up a little bit. There's a few spots in this game that I really like to grind in. I like to do it here, and then in a little bit when we get to I just lost my train of thought. Right before you get to the next reactor, at the end of the train tunnel, you can fight a group of Shinra soldiers. I like to do or grind for a little bit there too, just because the party of the Shinra soldiers is always 3 people, and so it's a really good place to get your limit breaks leveled up. Because, well, if you're not familiar with it, in this game, you have limit breaks that you can use that are powerful kind of finishing moves. And how you level them up, or how you get new ones, basically, is by killing a specific amount of enemies and then using specific limit breaks a certain amount of times, usually 10 or 15, depending on the level. So I like to grind against those Shinra soldiers just because it's a good way to get at least everyone's level 2 limit breaks. So that's just my personal thing that I like to do when I'm playing through this game. This is probably good. We'll move on. I'm so glad I didn't go to the Ohio State-Michigan State game. Because for one, it's really cold, and 2, it's not a very good football game so far. For those of you that like sports, this has been a very back and forth punting game. Alright. This is the first boss fight of the game. This guy's usually pretty easy. If you just use Bolt, you'll kill him within a couple hits. Oop, he's gonna hit me. That was my bad. Alright. Yeah, like I said, this game goes way, way faster when you have the 3 times speed up, so that's such a nice feature. Alright. To clarify, this is not a speed run through this game. I'm just using the 3 times speed to make things go faster, just because the beginning of the game kind of is a grind. So hopefully that doesn't screw anyone up. So if you're thinking I'm going really slow in certain parts, I am, and that's because it's not a speed run. So just keep that in mind. I know someone's gonna ask. They have to decipher the codes that they just deciphered. Seemed kind of interesting. Say hi to everyone, Kaiser. Here's my dog, Kaiser. Hi, everyone. That's the other thing I'll be doing as I do this, is probably playing with the dog. Alright. So this is kind of the portion of the game that's to be used as a backstory. Kind of to let you know, I guess, what's going on, because at this point, you don't really know. So, oops, shoot. My B. Alright. Woo! So yeah, you find out right here that this group is called Avalanche, and that they're, you know, what they're all about and all that good stuff. The 3 times speed is really nice feature for this game, but you can't use it for certain cutscenes at all, which is kind of a downside, I guess, but I think that's kind of meant so that you don't skip through a lot of the story, just because the story is so iconic for this game. Alright. So again, we can't really skip past this. We gotta watch it. And again, if you've never played this game before, and you want to know what happens in a lot of these scenes, this probably isn't the best thing to watch, just because I'll be kind of going through a lot of these things as quickly as I can, just to save time. I will be playing through this game, trying to get, you know, for those of you that don't know, later in the game you go to this place called Golden Saucer, and the second time you go back to Golden Saucer, you go on a date with one of your characters, and it can rather be it's supposed to be one of the girls in your party, but there's actually a way that you can do it to where you go on a date with Barrett instead, and it's a trophy to do that. So I will be playing through the game trying to get that date with Barrett instead, and basically you do that by being mean to Eris and Tifa and all those other characters. So there's that too. It's so funny to see their little like black bodies and hands and stuff. I remember when the Advent Children movie came out, the DVD, back in the 2000s, and they actually showed like a lot of these characters, or like all the characters were in that movie. I remember I saw that for the first time and I was like, oh, that's what they're supposed to look like when they're not all blocky and pixelated. It's kind of funny. But when you played this game so many times and this is all you're used to, you know, that's what you're going to think of, so. Alright. So now we're going to meet Tifa for the first time. Call her, oh, man, I can't type. Come on, really? Oops. So basically, for that date with Barrett, it's all determined based off of affection points, and the affection points are determined based off of how you respond to specific like questions and stuff that you're asked by the characters. And so basically you have to rather be mean to or be more supportive of Barrett for all the ones that you can in order to get Barrett to go on the date with you. So like by default, you're supposed to go on the date with Eris. That's just like if you just answered all the questions and everything based off of the defaults or like how you're supposed to, that's going to be the person you're going to go on the date with. But we're not going to do that. Hey, touchdown Ohio State. I always thought that's really funny too, right there. Is that Tifa tells Marlene to watch over the bar while they're gone. You're gonna ask a little kid to watch a bar for you? Seems very irresponsible. But funny. I mean, hey, maybe she's a much tougher customer than you know of. Oops. Alright. So we're just getting a couple items here. Buying a fire. I like to sell my ethers that I get to just because they're worth 750 gil, which is a lot of money here at the beginning of the game. We'll save it here just before I get too far. Alright. Moving on. Excuse me. Oh, jeez. Da, 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 da. Right. Go, go, go. Run, dude, run. Okay, so now we got here. This is where I like to do my second grind session. Grind session, that sounds funny. Yeah, so this is where I like to grind for a little while. Not here, but at the end of the tunnel, if you go backwards, there's a group of Shinra soldiers that you can fight that give you a decent amount of experience, and but it also allows you to work your limit breaks up, so that's always kind of nice. So I usually will do that until I've gotten at least the level 2 limit break for all the characters. And again, that's just my preference. That's not, I guess, required by any means. You know, obviously, speedrunners and everyone are gonna just run right past this part as quick as they can, but again, I like to spend a little bit of time grinding in the game. I think it makes the game a lot easier when you do. So basically, you just keep doing these fights until, until everyone runs out of MP. And then that's when you stop. Or at least that's when I stop. And then by the time that that's done, everyone should have a decent amount of experience and be good to go. So you basically just put the all materia on each character with ice, and then you put another magic materia on too, just because putting that on makes your magic ability go up, basically. So you do more damage with your magic attacks. So, because those soldiers have 60 health, so you basically need to do more than 60 health. So once you do that, you can kill everyone in one hit. And then you get 84 experience and 120 gil for every single one that you beat. At this point in the game, that's really nice. And it's always kind of nice too, because these places that I grind in the this point in the game, I'm actually able to buy the season pass for Golden Saucer the first time that I go, because you have way more than 30,000 gil, which is what it takes to buy it. Again, it's not necessary to do that by any stretch, but you're required to go to Golden Saucer quite a few times in the game, so you might as well just get it now, right? But again, that's not until later in the game. So then you try to use your limit breaks as much as you can right here too, because there's basically 2 limit break attacks for every level. You have to use your limit break, I think 10 times for the first level in order to unlock the second move in your limit break. And then you have to defeat a certain amount of enemies to unlock like level 2. So for Cloud, his default limit break is Braver. And then when you use Braver 10 times, you unlock Cross Slash, which is his second level 1 limit break. And then you have to use, or you have to kill, can't remember if it's 150 or what the exact amount of enemies it is, but you have to kill a specific amount of enemies as Cloud in order to unlock his level 2, which is Blade Beam. So this is kind of what that is for, so that we can try to get Blade Beam as quickly as possible. There are a lot of times where I'll do this until I get Meteorite in his level 3, but we're not going to be that intense about it for this playthrough. Alright, so we'll switch over to Barret killing everyone. That took us too much time, so we're okay. This is kind of the boring part of the game, having to do grinds, but I think it's really important to do it when you can. 'Shinra must have like an unlimited amount of soldiers or something, because they keep sending guards to come fight you right here. Seven to 3, Ohio State at halftime. For anyone that's curious. No upsets going on right now. Bummer. So really, with the 3x speed, you can actually go through this grind session here in 15 minutes, which is no time at all. And basically all your characters are going to be level like 14, which is way over leveled for this point in the game. Everyone will have you'll have quite a bit of money. And, yeah, it's just a lot easier, I think, at this point in the game, just to spend 15 minutes to grind as quick as you can, and... You know, and again, you can cheat, basically, and turn on the invincibility little glitch in the ported version, which basically gives you like your limit break automatically, and it just keeps coming back and keep coming back. So I mean, obviously, if you're going to use that, then you can get your limit breaks extremely quickly. But we're not going to do that for this run. I think it takes away a lot of the fun of the game when you do that. Alright, here's the last one here for Barret. And we can't really do it for Tifa because she doesn't have anything, a weapon that allows her to have 2 slots. So we're not going to worry about her at all. So we're just going to keep moving. These guys are really annoying because they can slow you down. Make your way down to the next reactor. Guess I should move Barret to the back row, huh? That'd probably be better. Yeah, I'll say that. Alright. Oops. The developers made it convenient enough for you to the same exact design as the last one, so you don't get confused about where to go. There you go. So now you can see I got his level 2, but I'll keep it at level 1 until he gets Mind Blow, his second level 1 limit break. Grenade Bomb is, I think, one of his better limit breaks because it hits the whole enemy group, which is really, really nice when you're trying to get rid of large groups of enemies. Most people's limit breaks only hit one enemy, which is fine, but it's just nice to have one that hits everyone. my dog can always tell when you don't want to give him attention. That's when he asks for attention all the time. I think all dogs kind of have that sense. Like, oh, you don't want to be bothered right now? Well, let me bother you. Oops. Shoot. Ugh. Come on. There we go. That always takes me a little while. So you're introduced to the president of the Shinra company. You get to fight this boss battle here, but it's a really easy boss battle. Oop, I probably should have healed myself first, huh? Oops. Oh well. Alright, got through that reactor. Now we'll meet Eris for the first time. Come on, Taco. You can do it. You can basically make the affection points for Eris go down by pushing the wrong barrel every time she asks you to push a barrel. Oh, come on. Come with me, Taco. Getting really unlucky with these fights. Right there, I just need to look at the newsletter on the wall for Turtle Paradise, which is a side quest. Apparently Cloud's like this hunk character that all the girls really like. Dynamite! This place is kind of frustrating if you're playing this game for the very first time. because like you don't really know where you have to go or what you have to do. Yeah, because you have to talk to that guy right there. But you don't really know that you're supposed to do that, so a lot of times, you can just be like walking around and not have a clue how you can progress at all until you talk to that guy who mentions Don Corneo here. Then you can go here and start the quest, but otherwise you're just walking around Mall Market basically having no idea what you're supposed to do. It's kind of one of those points of the game where, and there's a few places in the game that, like, unless you like kind of have played the game before, you don't really know how you're supposed to figure things out. It seems like that's the case in a lot of the Final Fantasy games, where like there'll just be one point in the game where like it doesn't really give you rhyme or reason where you're supposed to go or how you're supposed to figure out where to go, like unless you talk to like some really random NPC somewhere. You know, kind of thing. But no, that's just me. We'll do all the little side quests here to try to make it more probable that Cloud's Pit in the Don Corneo mission. $70. This place is messed up. So this area here, or this whole like part of the game, I guess, was put in here by like a developer who went rogue, you know, and just yeah, he like went rogue and like started creating all this stuff, and then they like fired him or whatever, but like he had already done everything, so they couldn't really do anything about it. It's pretty funny. Oops, wrong one. Squatting, squatting, squatting. It's up to you. I think they'd be okay. No, you can just get a Berserk. I can find something for them. Yeah. I don't know. I can't. Okay. Sorry about that. Alright, there we go. We got Blade Beam. Beep, beep, beep. Alright. I always hated going through this place when I was younger. The train graveyard. I don't know why. It's just, like, I think I was usually, like, confused on how to get through it before. And so it was, like it took way too long kind of thing. Ugh, come on. That's the downside of doing the 3 times speed, is that you sometimes get confused with the, like, going places because it goes so fast, but yeah, he would definitely be dead. Yeah, no way would he survive even long enough to say anything. But it's a game, I know. Sometimes you can get unlucky going up here, getting into a bunch of those fights. Oh man, come on. Cloud, you try to disarm this bomb. He just looks at it. No, I can't. Oh, she just got slapped. gonna die! Alright, so we're making pretty good time. We're just over an hour now. All we gotta do is go through the Shinra headquarters, so we're making good time. I love giving my characters silly names, so that it kind of like makes them seem a lot more silly than they are, you know? Excuse me. Come on. Yeah, it isn't until this point that you actually find out about Eris's backstory. That's kind of crazy. There's actually a lot of really sad parts of this game. This is one of them. Basically, like, her husband died. And she's all alone, you know, and then she, like, is given, Eris. Or, like, adopted Eris, you know. And then, because she's like the special girl, you know, she keeps getting like kidnapped or, you know, experimented on by Shinra. So then she's alone again, you know. It's kind of sad. There ain't no train. This is another thing here too, you need to buy these batteries. in order to move on. But how in the world would you ever know that? Unless you played the game before. This is always one of the more frustrating things that in the game to me is doing this wire here. Come on. Come on. There we go. Hey. Put it in there. Alright. You actually have to hit the button like as soon as you hear that noise. There we go. I always like going in this way just because it's funnier. Both ways take a while to do, so. This one takes slightly less time with the 3 times speed. You can actually get an elixir, I think it is. So you can get an item or two while you do it too. Yep, there it is. They actually say an offensive thing right here. It says, "Stop acting like a retard." I don't know if that's... yeah. I guess that's what they consider offensive. Online. Right? Uh-oh. So there's a couple enemies on the floors over here that you can actually steal really good items from. You can get carbon bangles, which are pretty strong armor for, this point in the game. And then you can steal a hard edge, which is a sword for Cloud. So we'll definitely want to do that. Oops. try to go too quick.
Alright, let's try this again. Oop, that was close. Alright, that's better. Here's another kind of interesting part. You gotta talk to this guy right here and say ... in order to get the key card. You know, so how in the world would you ever know to do that if you're playing this for the very first time? It's kind of one of those things. Alright, we'll get these really quick. No violence here, please. I just thought it was pretty annoying that you can get in random encounters here. Like, really? Alright, there we go. Got cross slash. Now I can switch over to blade beam. Yep. I don't think it worked. There we go.
the bathroom here. Climb up on the toilet. Alright, so once we get back here, when we get on the very next floor, that's where we're going to find the enemies that we want to steal those carbon bangles and the hard edge from. The hard edge you can buy, I think, when you get to, I want to say it's Junin. So it's not really necessary, I guess, to get it. But if you want to have a good sword, like a really solid sword, before you get there, this is a good place to steal it. And then the carbon bangles you don't get until you get to Golden Saucer. So you have to go quite a ways before you can get that one, so it's a good idea to steal them now. So they'll be on this floor right here, that you'll steal them, so you can get in random encounters. Yep, so these guys you can steal the, I think it's the carbon bagels from. And then the guys with the huge swords are the ones that you steal the hard edge from. Yep, so there's one. Oops. So you want to steal at least 3 of them. Sometimes it takes a little while to do. Come on now. Come on. Oh, you gotta be... It's crazy. Come on, steal it. There we go. Jeez. Oh man, the Buckeyes are keeping Michigan State way too close in this game. So here's where we can steal the last carbon bangle from. There we go. Okay, so there's the carbon bangles. Now we just need to get the hard edge from the soldier guys. Hopefully we can run into him pretty quick. There we go. There we go. You obviously only need one hard edge, so you just have to steal from one of them. See, it goes from 18 attack to 32, which is pretty significant right now. Plus you get the additional slots for the materia. So I mean, it's definitely worth taking a little bit of time to get that at this point in the game. How Hojo doesn't see you right there, I have no idea. Where's its effing head? That always makes me laugh. All right. Yes! Good job, Buckeyes. I'm gonna root for them. I don't care. No shame. Oh shoot. Oh well. I'll name him... Reginald. I meant to have, Barrett go with Eris, because that gives Barrett more affection points to Cloud, but oh well. Do 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 do. Alright, so we're almost all the way to the end of Shinra building. Pretty solid. Come here. Come on, guys, go for it. 4th down and 1, you go for it every time. Come on. Come on. Oops. Oh, shoot. There we go. Yeah! Ohio State got a safety. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. How many times can you get shot by a shotgun and still live? Apparently a lot. Ooh, I almost died just now. That would have been sad. Whenever I think of like the music for these games, I always think of like three guys in like a back room who are like jamming and like so excited that they're playing this sweet riff on the guitar and that sort of stuff. And it's just for like a video game where like no one's even gonna see him playing. It's kind of funny. Alright. I form a party. Give a couple things to some of these dudes. Alright. Let's do it. Oops, crap. I didn't mean to turn 3 times speed up. That's not going well so far. Hey, stop! Man, I forgot to switch over Barrett's Limit Break again. Not doing very well at that. Alright, just like that, we made it out of Midgar. Woo! In an hour and 45 minutes. Just shy of 2 hours. So what I'll probably do now is I'll go to Calm and do that, the flashback scenes. Just so the next broadcast that I do, we can just get through that part okay. So. Alright. Heading to Calm. Oh man. Ohio State making me nervous. I just break into these people's house and steal stuff out of their closet. That's not very nice of me. Alright. So here's the kind of tedious part of the game. Nailed it. Yes! Touchdown, Ohio State! Woo! Up by 2 scores now. All right. Woo! Best news of the day. Offense can't score a touchdown, so I guess we have to rely on the defense. Sephiroth's so strong, he doesn't even use MP when he uses his magic moves. I think it's kind of funny that you have to get in random encounters right there. This part of the game is really interesting, the first time you play through the game, because it's a lot of backstory and it's a lot of very important things that you need to know. But after you played the game, 10, 15, 20 times, it's pretty much a grind to go through this whole backstory part. Oh well. I'd be terrified too. So really it's Cloud's fault that Sephiroth went insane, right? Because he said that comment. He was okay until then. If you think about it. Obviously not, but... So Cloud's the bad guy in this game. Excuse me. I always thought it's interesting too at this point, like when you get done talking to a Sephiroth and he walks outside and he like sets fire to the village. Like, how can Sephiroth get all the way out there, burn down the whole village before Cloud steps outside? Cloud must have taken his sweet time getting out of the mansion. Have you ever thought about that? Yes! Woo! Nice. Michigan State fumbled the ball again. Ohio State's got it. Boop, 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 boop. Cool animated scene. How he can walk through fire, I don't know. That's a pretty good trick. Wish I could walk through fire and not get hurt. Look at that. We got through the memories in 10 minutes. That would normally take a half hour at least to get through it, so the joys of the 3 times speed. Genova's this like really freaky looking girl with, I don't even know how you would describe her. Alright. And with that, we will call it a session. Thank you to anyone who has been watching here. We'll pick it up later with another 2-hour session. We'll probably go from Calm here through Junin, through Costa del Sol, and then we'll probably be able to go to maybe until we get to Golden Saucer. So we'll be able to make some good headway with the next session. So thanks for watching, and we'll pick it up later.